Hello, 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 everyone, and happy Financially Lit Tuesday. So, back at it again with another Financially Lit Tuesday. Back every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., bringing you news, tips, and tricks on how to wealth up. So, for those of you that are tuning in from YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the Sipping Wealth YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any Financially Lit Tuesdays. And then for those of you tuning in general, go ahead and drop a comment and hit the share button so that your friends and families could join in on the information as well. Because I'll be talking about business taxes today. So for anyone that you may know that has a business, this is definitely in their realm to go ahead and join in, tune in so that they could be more informed about what's going on in the business tax realm. There's a lot of legislation coming out. So like more than ever, a lot has happened within these past almost 2 years. So more than ever, you do want to make sure that you have some information, some base knowledge as far as how taxes are work, right? So like I said, go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know who's tuning in with me. Say hey. And then, like I said, hit that share button. And so for those of you, I'm going to go over just a little bit of background information on how to go about filing your business taxes. Because there's a lot of new entrepreneurs out there. If you're a new entrepreneur, let me know. I'll go ahead and be like, yeah, okay, I just opened my business this year, whatever the case may be. I want to know who's out there, who's listening with me. But yeah, so there has been a lot of new business owners. So I do want to make sure that I give some base information as far as taxation is concerned when it comes to business. So because business taxes can be very intimidating and daunting and like, I don't really know. I just know that I don't want to get in trouble with the IRS, or I just know that I don't want to get in trouble with the Department of Revenue. But I don't know how it works. So, but a lot of times, like as a business owner, you're more focused on the operations, like figuring out how to grow your company, how to best market your company. So the back end stuff like the finances and the accounting, the bookkeeping, all that, sometimes that goes to the wayside, right? One, that's why you have a great company like Grand Rev. That's why you get tuned in and plugged in to our bookkeeping so that you don't have to worry about that part of your business as much. But I do want to say that it can be very overwhelming for business owners. And I understand that. Even as a business owner myself, even though I'm an accountant, I still have to do the financial side of my business. So like I still have to do that bookkeeping and all the other stuff that all the other businesses that we help, I still have to do that as well for my own business. So just like you're worried about the marketing and things like that. So I could understand how time consuming it could be for you all as well. So unless you have $0 going out in and out of your business, like you're basically gonna have to do a tax return for your business, some kind of tax return. So just to give you some base knowledge as far as what kind of tax return are you looking at? Like, how do I do my taxes for my business? Do I do it separately? I don't know. So for my LLCs, my contractors, the 1099 contractors, sole proprietors, so you all are going to do your business taxes on a Schedule C. So, excuse me. So what this means is you are actually going to file an additional form that's going to go on your personal tax return for your business. So, and that form is going to account for, it's going to be like a mock profit and loss statement for your business. So the sales that came into your business, the expenses that went out, so whatever that's where you're going to be putting on the Schedule C. And that's for my LLCs, my sole proprietorships, my contractors, my 1099 employees. So even if you're a W-2 and you have a business, you're going to need that Schedule C. So do not separate your tax returns as a LLC, contractor, sole proprietorship. It's one return. I have a lot of people that come to me and they're like, yeah, I already submitted my personal return. So how do I do my business return? And it's like, well, we're going to have to file an amendment to your original tax return, right? So to avoid having to pay to do your taxes twice, in a sense, just just go about it the smart way. Make sure you do it right the first time, so that you don't have to pay more money, because now you have to go back and fix what was already submitted. So for my S corps, you're going to be filing a 1120S. So that is a separate tax return. This is separate from your personal return. Now, that tax return is still going to give you a form that you can put on your personal return. It's going to be a Schedule K to show that, hey, I own an S corp. So I own an S corporation. So that's all it's saying on your personal return. And then for my larger corporation, so my C corp, you're going to do an 1120. So the difference is 1120S is for your small corporations, 1120 is for your larger corporations. So those are separate tax returns. Those are separate from your 1040 for individual tax returns. For my partnerships, say you own a business with someone else or a few people, you have a separate tax return as well. So this is a 1065. But with the 1065, you have to report your portion of like your income that you receive from the partnership. So say on your partnership tax return, your 1065, you made $50,000, and it's the 5 of you. You were college buddies and you was like, oh, we're going to start a business together. We lit. And we made $50,000 this year. Okay. So now that's $10,000 each. So what happens is when you file your partnership return, it's going to give every partner a Schedule K. And on that Schedule K, it's going to say, hey, this partner, so Wadleen made $10,000 in income, an additional income that she needs to pay taxes on because of her partnership. So now you have to take that and put it on your personal tax return. So when it comes to business, it makes more sense to make sure that you file your business return first. If you have a business, file it first and then file your personal return to alleviate anything that, to alleviate having to go and amend your personal return, because a lot of it has to be reflected on your personal return. So depending on your business structure. So just make sure. Hey, MJ. Hey, what's up? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. And hey, Arthur. I'm so glad you're back. My C Corp. Yes. yes. Thank you for tuning in, Arthur. Can't wait for the brunch. So, like I was saying, so when you have that Schedule K, to alleviate you having to do the amendment, like I said, you do want to make sure that you do your business tax returns first. Business return, your corporation, your S corps, and your partnership returns, because they need to be reflected on your personal return, they're due first. So the deadline for your S corp and partnership returns is March 15th. They did it intentionally because they want you to get that out of the way so you have the proper forms to reflect on your personal tax return. And that deadline is usually April 15th. But, with COVID and all that, the deadline has been extended for the last 2 years. Will it be extended next year? We're going to see. I don't know. The way things have been going, who knows? But yeah, so... But that's why your S corp and partnership returns are due first. For my people that have S corps and partnerships, you want to make sure that you get those returns in, or at least an extension filed before the deadline, because the penalties is ridiculous. Because especially with my partners, you have to pay per partner per month, so it gets really hefty. And then, so you do want to make sure you get that knocked out before the deadline. Do an extension. For those that filed an extension for their LLCs or individual tax returns, so with that, or corporations, the deadline has been extended to January. So you do have until January to get that in if you filed an extension this year for 2020's tax return. But I do want to say, like, hey, to avoid those penalties as well on the personal side, you do want to make sure that you at least file an extension. Don't say, oh yeah, I didn't do my taxes, I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm gonna get to it. I get to it. Bare minimum, file an extension. It literally takes like 2 minutes. So just get it out of the way. So that's as far as background knowledge. So you have an idea of what returns need to be filed when it comes to filing your business returns. Now, when it comes to keeping track of, yeah, I know y'all hear me say this at majority of the lives, how important it is to track and log and make sure you have proper books, proper budget, things like that for your business and even you personally. Because what this helps do is alleviate you sitting in my office at the beginning of the year with a bunch of papers and you're like, look, I don't know. And or with no papers because you have no receipts for all the expenses that you made during the year. So you do want to make sure that you're tracking these things, you're holding onto your receipts. Bank statements are not enough. So you do want to make sure that you have the receipts. QuickBooks is an amazing software. If you do want to get on QuickBooks, I do have a link that you can click on, an affiliation link that you can go ahead and get into QuickBooks, or you can go ahead and get, if you're a business owner, you can get into the wholesale account. So it could be a discounted amount as far as how much you're paying for QuickBooks. But I highly recommend it because it's going to help you keep track of your receipts. Like, I don't hold on to receipts. I take a picture of it right then and there. If it's not right then and there, then it's within the day and I throw it away because QuickBooks already has all my receipts in there. Boom, already on the drive, online. I don't have to worry about it. If the IRS wants to do an audit, I give them my QuickBooks. Everything is in there. And it makes your life more easier, less stress, because you're like, you know what? I got all my stuff. Here you go. Pop, pop. It's lit. So you do want to make sure you have these things put in place. A lot of times as a business owner, we get so ready. We're so quick to get into business. We're so quick to start providing that service or that product. We're so excited, right, to get out in the field. But we don't think about our internal controls. And that is vital to a business because it's gonna either determine whether or not you're gonna be successful when it comes to longevity, or you're gonna crumble and fail because you don't have the proper measures in place. And then it can help you with saving a lot of money, because if you're making these mistakes and it's costing you money, now you have an employee that came on, you didn't have the proper measures in place, now you spent more money, so just making sure that you do an analysis on your internal controls to get a good idea of whether or not you're fit. My C Corp. Okay. How does QuickBooks get it? Get the receipts or get the transactions? So, salutations, sister. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Hello. So yes, I'll wait for, okay, the receipts. So QuickBooks gets the receipts through the app. So you're actually taking a picture of the receipt, the physical receipt. If you have it in your email, then you can actually send the receipt directly to QuickBooks from your email. But you're actually putting the receipts into the software. So it's you just click the button, snap receipt, but you take a picture of it, and now it's in the software. And the cool thing about it is QuickBooks actually, if it can read the receipt properly, it grabs the information from the receipt and matches it to your transaction. So if you have it connected to your bank account, say you use your business account for your business transactions, right? Because you should be. So you have your business credit card and you swiped it at, you went to a business lunch. You went to, I don't know, you went to Hoptingers with your, business lunch. You wanted to make sure you was on the rooftop to close this deal, nice scenery, whatever the case may be. You're like, yeah, cool vibes. All right, now you swipe your business credit card and you take a picture of the receipt using the QuickBooks app. What it does is it matches those transactions together. So now you have an entry there that says, hey, I use this money out of my business account, and it has the matching receipt. So it just makes it a lot easier. You don't have to stress about the IRS coming and you not being able to provide the proper paperwork, or the Department of Revenue coming and you don't have the proper paperwork, because it's all in the software. You just hand over access, send it over to them, and that's it. It really makes, QuickBooks should be paying me for all this information I give right now, but but it really helps small business, making small business ownership, like running it the financial side, a lot smoother. But yes, if you need assistance with it, I do an onboarding session for QuickBooks to help give you a basic knowledge of QuickBooks. And then if you're just like, hey, I want to hop into the software, but I don't want to pay $70 a month for it, then I do have a discounted version. So just reach out, let your friends know, all that good stuff. Cool. So information that you need to know. Ooh, the time is flying by. Okay, do we get QuickBooks as a perk for being grandma? Yeah. So QuickBooks as a perk. So you get a discounted QuickBooks as a perk. Not like, hey, here, I'm going to throw in QuickBooks. But but you do have like I am able to give you a discounted version of QuickBooks so that you don't have to pay like a 70 or 90 or whichever like tier you're going for version of QuickBooks. I know they do like 2 months free and then you pay after that. But yeah, those are the options as far as that, the QuickBooks. And so after you've been on QuickBooks, you're good, or you have an Excel sheet with all your expenses and income. If you do need a checklist as far as taxes go for business owners, I do have a checklist. So we can send that out to you if you're like, hey, what should I be looking at, like as far as information needed for my taxes? We do have a checklist. So you can reach out to us, send us a direct message, DM, send us an email, give us a call, numbers on the screen, for that checklist. So to give you more of an idea of what to look at as far as what's needed for your taxes. And this is things that you should keep in mind during the year. You shouldn't wait till tax time to be like, all right, so what do I need? Because by then, now you're going to spend a bunch of time trying to get all those things together versus throughout the year, you're compiling these things. Another thing, so you definitely are going to need, of course, the taxpayer, your current address, as far as making sure your address is current with the IRS. As a lot of people already felt it when it was time for the stimulus check and their address wasn't right. And they're stressed because they're like, where's this check going to be mailed to? You do want to make sure that you're giving your current address, an address that you want the IRS to send information to, because they can send information throughout the year. You don't even, sometimes they're requesting more documents. If you have been waiting on your taxes for ages and you're like, what is going on? Or I have heard no word. They're probably sending information, but to the wrong address. So making sure that you have the current address, correct address on file with the IRS is crucial. Something that a lot of people don't know when it comes to the IRS is that you actually have a portal on the IRS website. Very easy to get into. You just have to verify your information. So you just go to irs.gov, and then you're going to go to view account or view records. So once you view your records, go into that database. It's going to ask you some personal questions to verify you. And now you're in your IRS account. With that IRS account, you can see how much money, you can pull all your transcripts from all the years. Well, no, it goes back about 7-8 years for the most part. But as far as you can pull all the transcripts from all the taxes that was filed under your name. You can pull all the income that was reported on your behalf to the IRS. So any agencies, any businesses that reported income that they gave to you on your behalf, you can pull all that information. You can literally pull everything that the IRS has on you. Well, just about on that portal. You can see if you received the stimulus, where the stimulus went to, how much of it you got. Like if you owe the IRS, you can make payments through the portals. You can see how much money you owe and for which years you owe it. You can literally see, get your information. So a lot of times people are like, man, I got to call the IRS. Dang it. You probably don't have to call the IRS. Just go on irs.gov, go in your accounts, and you can pull literally a lot of your information. As a tax professional, I'm able to pull transcripts as well. So if you're like, hey, I need more information, we can send over a power of attorney, I can pull the transcripts. But that's the easy way too, just logging into your portal. Really simple, really. Oh, no problem, Arthur. Oh, Anne Marie. Hey, Anne Marie. Hey, what's up? This is lit, right? Financially lit. Char, hey. Hey, yes. If you need a checklist, we can send it out to you as well. Hey, Autumn. Hey. Alrighty. So, like I said, with the checklist, if you need it, let me know. IRS portal, make sure you get in there. Even if you don't need it right now, I would just go in the IRS portal, take a look around. If you haven't filed taxes within the last 3 years, then your portal won't be alive, if for lack of better words. So you're gonna have to reach out to the IRS. But as soon as you send the current tax return, you should be able to use that information to log into the tax portal. Any questions? Any questions at all? Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I am a witness that Grand Rev is the bomb. Thank you, Arthur. I appreciate it. Yes, let me know if you have any questions about business taxes. We do have a tax course that's out right now at learntaxcourses.com. So if you're like, hey, I want to learn more about taxation, then the basic course is definitely for you, because we go over a lot of the basics of taxes, which I highly recommend. For my people that are like, hey, I want to learn how to do my own taxes, or I want to learn how to do other taxes for other people, then you want to go to the advanced version, or your S Corp amendments and other things, as far as how deep or how much you want to learn when it comes to taxation. So I highly recommend the courses. Of course, we created it. Grand Rev created the courses, but we created it for a reason, because a lot of people are spending a lot of money on taxes, and the government is definitely trying to replenish all the money that was given out due to the pandemic. So there's going to be a lot of tax bills, a lot of changes when it comes to taxes. Biden's working on a few plans right now as far as how he wants to go about taxation. So learning about taxes to help decrease the amount of money you're paying is important. And then if you're like, hey, I want to help my family and friends, and I kind of want to do it on my own, then go ahead and go for the course as well. So there are different versions of courses depending on what you're wanting to do. Let me see the questions. So yes, there you go, the link right there, learntaxcourses.com. Feel free to go ahead and check out the information on there. Share it with your friends and families and things like that if they're interested in it as well. It will be launching out in a couple of weeks in mid-October. So shortly. And then we'll kick off with the basics of taxation. So definitely don't want to miss any classes. But that is, let me make sure I don't have any questions. I'll give you a couple of more minutes for questions and things like that. Before I go ahead and head off, one other thing I do want to say, because I had this question come to me today as far as business forms. So the profit and loss report. So your profit and loss report or income statement is going to reflect your revenue and expenses. So that's all it's going to reflect. Your balance sheet is going to reflect your assets, liabilities, equity. So just to differentiate what they're the two. So your balance sheet, think of the accounting equation: assets equals liabilities minus owner's equity. So, I'm kind of a nerd in the sense, but make it easy to kind of understand the balance sheet. But that's assets, liabilities, equity. For your profit and loss statement, revenue and expenses. A lot of people kind of hold on to the profit and loss report like it's the end all be all because it has the sales and the expenses. So it does tell a lot of information, but that doesn't mean you should not look at the other financial statements as well. So your statement of cash flows, your balance sheets, are other very important forms as well. Statements as well. So you do want to make sure that you're affluent in those as well as a business owner, because that will show you how your business is doing on all spectrums, not just revenue versus expense. Because your statement of cash flows could be in a negative, but could be in a positive, great. But then you go onto your balance sheet, and your balance sheet is looking crazy because you have too much debt, you have very little assets, so just kind of looking at all of them and making sure we got it all together. So great description. No problem. I need to create a profit and loss. Yes, absolutely. It's very important. Sorry, if I went over QuickBooks and things like that earlier, which makes it easier with creating profit and loss statements. There are like templates online that help with it as well. But it's kind of like it definitely helps with seeing how your business is doing, like on the transactional basis. So I highly recommend. I definitely need to create a profit and loss. Good info. Yes, definitely do so. There are templates online, like I said. It's revenue versus expense. So you see how much sales you got, you see, and it breaks it down in categories. So if your office supplies, or you're spending too much money on apparel because you got to buy a new outfit every time you go to the office. So you definitely see what categories you're like, oh shoot, I'm doing way too much spending in meals and entertainment. Like I'm going out way too much, eating out way too much on the business's dime. So it definitely helps put you into perspective as far as how much you're spending on the business, and why a lot of business owners, they're like, I made $30,000 this month, or I made $30,000, or I made $100,000 this year. Where did it go? I can't believe I hit six figures. I didn't realize it. I see that so much. Or they're like, whoa, I made $50,000 in my business this year. They didn't realize it because you're spending so fast, right? So making sure that you're looking at your profit and loss statement every month is very important. So I know with our bookkeeping clients, we go every month. We look at your transaction, we look at your profit and loss every month, and we're like, look, this is what it is. What's going on? What do we need to change? And that's how you should be doing with your business as well. Look at it every month. You should be looking at it, more like weekly, but let's say bare minimum every month. And they will tell you, whoa, this is not working. So clearly I'm spending way too much doing this, and I it's just not working. Or this marketing, I don't know, these radio ads that I'm doing, it's not yielding me enough. Like it will literally tell you what you need to cut back on, what's working, and then where your money is going, so that you can move your business to the next level. If you're like one of those business owners that like, I know we're making money, we're always busy, but we don't see it, then you definitely have to get organized and build out your profit and loss statement. Okay, I will setting a meeting with you soon. Cool. Look forward to it. I need the visuals in my face. Yes. I know I should have like a chalkboard. I do, but I'll set them online so I can like write and stuff. But yes, definitely. If y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out, send a direct message, all that good stuff. The number's on the screen. You can shoot us a text. For my business owners, the estimated sales tax payments for my business owners was due on the 15th. So that is your basic, like, W2 people have to pay federal income tax to the IRS automatically coming out of their paychecks. As a business owner, you have to send it on your own. That was due on the third quarter, was due on the 15th. If you haven't sent it yet, it's not like, oh shoot, you're getting fined, but you do want to send it as soon as possible. And then the next deadline will be January 20th or 15th, January 15th. But yes, estimated tax payments. Don't forget, y'all, avoid the penalty. And then for sales tax, make sure you're doing your sales tax for my product-based companies. And yeah, that's it, y'all. Over time. Y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday. And join us back next Tuesday for another episode of Financially Lit Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. And if you're tuning in from YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the Sipping Wealth YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. All right, y'all. Have a great night.